Hello my dudes and welcome back to the Siege of Littleton. Last episode we had a colossal raid and it kicked our asses. Half of our guards died, and that's not even a joke. Like literally half of our dudes bit the dust. We even lost some civilians along the way. The barbarians were incredibly savage. We did get some elite archers, but they didn't really do a good job. Sorry dudes, but you didn't. We lost our horse as well, the noble Socks. Oh, rest in peace, my brave compadre. But it did highlight some problems with our defenses. So what I've done is I've gone around the entire colony and added bridges over the river. This is going to mean that our knights don't get bogged down in the water and leave them unable to escape when they're low on health. It also means there'll be less sitting ducks versus barbarian archers who are picking them off and yeah, just ruining their day. Now these bridges are very simple. I just used stone brick and some spruce, and here and there I've added some fence posts and some lanterns to light things up in case we do have a night battle. And I put these bridges all the way around the entire colony. So almost every single exit or entrance to our colony has a bridge so barbarians won't kind of just float around in the water. These bridges are going to serve as a focus point to draw the raiders in, which is going to be advantageous because it also means we can maybe put some kind of cheeky defenses on the bridge to help us out during a raid. Maybe some kind of like create spinning saw trap, or even some gun turrets, but that doesn't really fit the knight aesthetic that we're going for. It's not very medieval. But there's loads of options in the realm of like turrets, maybe even some sentry guards we can put on these bridges, just to help out. We don't want to destroy a whole army on these bridges, basically just thin some numbers so our guards have an easier time. Now we've also done a little bit more decoration around the colony because of course between episodes I want to make sure our place is looking pretty swish. That begins with our crafting area over here by the blacksmith. That's had a bit of a glow up. All the buildings here are level 4 now. Amazing. And the area just looks a lot neater. Then over here we come to what we're going to be focusing on this episode. We really need to start looking at food. Our army and our colony is getting way too big. We need to work out the best way to get unlimited high-level food for our dudes. So let's jump in. Oh man, so there's a huge amount to get through if we want to sort out food in our colony. Number one, we've restarted the cactus farm over here to get sauce because I've been out with some containment jars and I've captured some more creatures for our Drigme farm. This is going to be essential. Basically over here, we've got some more cows because these guys can produce milk, which we can turn into butter and cheese. We've also got some more chickens because we're going to need loads of feathers to make lots of arrows. And I also captured an enderman and a blaze because this is going to get us access to blaze rods and ender pearls. In fact, let's take a look inside the box. We've got some ender pearl fragments, an ender tear, I don't even know what that is. Some experience gems which are going to help us get our levels back, because why not? There we go, 7 levels, not much, but it's honest work. But why do we want the Enderman? Well, really we're going for that vacuum hopper. So we want a way to gather up these cactus because the cactus is actually the best thing we can use because we can basically mass produce it. If we can get this into our composters, we're going to have unlimited compost. So what we need is some kind of vacuum hopper. If we type vacuum, it'll take us to all of the options. So one of the options is to use a modular router with a vacuum module. This is potentially a good idea, but we can kind of skip messing around with modular routers if we build a vacuum chest from Ender.io. We'll need any old chest, pulsating crystal, which is just diamonds and pulsating alloy, and pulsating alloy is iron and an ender pearl. Okay, cool, we can definitely do that. We're going to need an alloy smelter. You can use any old alloy smelter, it shouldn't be an issue. So we will need grains of infinity, which could be tricky. To get grains of infinity, I think, if it hasn't changed, all you do is you use flint and steel on bedrock. So I've probably got some flint and steel in here. I do. Well, let's go and see if we can find some bedrock. And all you do is set fire to bedrock to get grains of infinity. Now, where's my mine shaft? And here we are, a nice little chamber full of bedrock. So what we can do is we just use flint and steel, on loads of this stuff because there's not 100% chance you're going to get grains of infinity. We might need more than just like the initial 1 or 2. So set a few fires and wait for this to turn into grains of infinity. Here we go. Oh, there it is, explosions! And grains of infinity, that pop. Oh man, it's like fishing for popcorn. Yes! It's super easy to do, so you can see grains of infinity and think, oh my god, that sounds like something crazy. Grains of infinity? No, it's really just setting fire to bedrock. Once you've got enough, 20 should do, let's head home. So this should be a really simple way for us to get a primitive alloy smelter. We'll need some furnaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sure, why not? And there we go, a primitive alloy smelter. Pop this in the corner over here, why not? And what was it? It was ender pearls mixed with iron and then any old fuel. So have we got lucky with the ender pearls yet? There we go, there's one. That'll do, I suppose, for now. Then we grab the iron. Might want some coal as well, but charcoal will do the business. Charcoal, iron, ender pearl, and we should get exactly what we need. There's the ingot. We turn this into nuggets. Grab a diamond. Diamante. Oh man, diamond horse armor. I should have given that to my horse. Maybe then we would have, you know, that little sucker would have survived. But surround the diamond with the nuggets. We get the crystal. And there we go, the vacuum chest from Ender.io. Let's see how this works. I don't think it needs power, but it might. Let's park it by the cactus, see if it hoovers up all of these cactuses. Oh yeah, look at this. They're piling in. You can even set the range if you want. And I think with some pipes, we can pipe this out to a mailbox and send it straight to the warehouse. This is going to be important because right now we're going to move over to the farms and build some new farms that we're going to use Ars Nouveau to speed up the crop growth rate. I'm going to go upstairs, use the enchanting apparatus to craft what I need, and then I'll meet you guys over by the farms. So here we go, sometime later. We have 4 fields. We've got a tablet of overgrowth. This is a ritual that, if we hold left shift, it'll show us. Pretty simple to make. You need earth essence, which is a few bits and bobs around an imbuement chamber, some mage bloom, which is a seed in the enchanting apparatus to make some mage bloom. It's all very simple, but it's Ars Nouveau and we're not focusing on that. But what this overgrowth ritual will do is occasionally bone meal blocks in range. That should really, really, really speed up our Minecolonies growth. Now we've upgraded the farms to level 4, which means 3 farms at level 4 is 4, 8, 12 fields. So we've got 8 over here at the moment. These should get filled in and the farmer will get to work. What's your problem? What are you waiting for? A hoe. Well, okay, let's go and teach the blacksmith how to make hoes. Thought I'd done this, but it's going to slow our farmers down, so we absolutely need to speed this up. The composters down here are also level 4, and they're both set up to accept cactus as their item to compost. So we can just go into the inventory and we'll put a stack in here and we'll put some in the other one. We'll need to get some composters working in here as well. But oh my god, after last episode, we lost so many dudes that I think that's a no-no for now. So we want to build 4 farms. We've got this nice little kind of flat area over here. These aren't going to be big farms because the crops on this should grow really quickly. So what we want to do is we want to put 1 here, and then we have a gap, and then 1 here, and then we have a gap, and 1 here. And so they'll dig all the way around this and fill this area in with crops. Then in the middle, we're going to have the ritual, and this is going to feed the crops around here. This ritual, of course, is going to require sauce. So we've got some sauce jars. We've got a couple, so we're going to use 3 for now. We're going to put the agronomic sauce link here, which uses crop growth to generate sauce. And I'll go and grab some snad because we need that as well. So the snad goes here, it goes here, it goes here, and it goes here. We put the cactus on top, and then we put some kind of block. This is just going to be dirt for now because, you know, we can add fences later on. That should be fine. There we go. And then if we put the cactus down, this will immediately start fueling the source link. We also want to make sure that we're picking up all of this dirty cactus. So we'll put the vacuum chest over here. It's going to go into a barrel. We're going to cover this up. Looking pretty good. And then inside the barrel, a couple of stack upgrades means we'll get loads of cactus in here. It'll overflow at some point, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Maybe add a trash can as well. So we'll set this with the wrench to pull out of the vacuum hopper, like that. And then as the cactus goes down, everything should start rolling. Yeah, look at this. And let's see how much cactus we're getting in this barrel. Oh yeah, quite a lot. Pretty good rate. So the jars are being filled up. Amazing. Now we're going to activate the ritual with the tablet of regrowth. So the tablet is in the brazier. We won't activate it yet because we need to configure these fields. So we want these fields to be 1 by 1. Very small fields, but that won't be an issue because they're going to grow really quick. Oh, and of course we need some water to fuel these fields, otherwise they'll go dry. So I'll go and get a bucket of water and plonk that down. So to save my ears, because this is actually quite noisy, we're also going to use the in-game muffler. And there we go. Apparently cactus is the same sound as breaking wool. Who knew? But there we go. Nice and quiet now. And everything's set up. The fields are on their way. We need to give the farmer some seeds. So the farmers have the seeds they need. The cactus is supplying source to this ritual. Now let's turn it on and see what happens. There we go. Now I'm not quite sure the range. I think these green sparklies show you the range at which these fields can work. And that's quite far. Now obviously there is no... Let's just break this. Oh my god, this is... It's trying to bone meal the grass, so what we're going to have to do is probably surround this area with stone brick, because otherwise we're going to come back and it's just going to be very messy. We want the ritual to focus on the crops and not the grass nearby. But yeah, when the farmer comes down here, they should plant some seeds and the crops should start to grow. We'll leave this to brew, come back later and see what happens. Now, we lost an insane amount of dudes last episode, and what would have been really good is if we had a way to resurrect them. So that's why the next building we're going to build is going to be a graveyard. This is really, really essential. We might even want 2 of these because there's going to be a lot of bodies. I feel like after these raids, there's going to be an insane amount of bodies. So there we go. There is a graveyard. This should be perfect. Let's go and find a space for this to live. Now, it's not really a crafting building, so it shouldn't go and live over there by the blacksmith. That'd be a poor decision. We don't want it to cramp the farms because we're going to need all of this space maybe down the line for even more farms. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how that goes. So where are we going to plonk the graveyard? Well, it's a bit dark and it's a bit morbid, but I feel like a graveyard might fit quite well next to a hospital. Or maybe even down here in this little nook. Yeah, let's see how this fits. Oh wow, this is a pretty cool looking building, and it is actually going to fit in this little nook kind of perfectly. So we'll move it over. So it's right up against these walls. That looks pretty cool. Move it over by 1 block this way. Yeah, and you know what? I think that's going to fit perfectly. What does it look like a level 5 though? How crazy does it get? Quite crazy, but also not too bad. I think it's still going to fit quite well here. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. We'll move it 1 block away from the other wall on the other side. But there we go. That's going to be great. So we'll right click, tick the box, and that's going to be perfect. Now, as well as the graveyard, I think what we probably want is a mystical site. We did the research for it. It helps get your guards and your dudes a bit more happy, which is always a good place to be. So let's go and craft ourselves one of those as well, because I think that could also live down here next to the graveyard quite well. But I'm not sure. Every single style does the mystical site differently. Sometimes it's like a stadium, sometimes it's a fountain or a statue. or a Stonehenge, what does the mystical site look like from Minecolonies? The moment of truth. Well, we're about to find out, my dudes. So build tool at the ready, right click, in Mystic, and it's the mystical site. What does this thing look like? Oh, okay, it's like a tree trunk. Kind of. It looks pretty cool, I'm not going to deny. Yeah, and again, I think this would look really cool next to the graveyard. It makes sense, right? Because it's also mystical. What does it look like at level 5, though? Oh, okay, so it's really just like a nice little natural Stonehenge-y kind of tree trunk. Well, okay, I'll go with that. We're going to right-click on this, get this built. Let's go and grab the builders and the materials and watch these two get built. So there's very little to say about these two buildings. The graveyard, obviously you hire an Undertaker. When a colonist dies, the gravekeeper goes out, digs up their grave, collects all of their gear, which is pretty important, all of their stuff, that's good, goes back into the warehouse. But also there's a chance every time a colonist dies, it's a small one, but they might get resurrected over at the graveyard. We're going to have so many deaths that even just one colonist coming back, if they're high level as well, is going to be really, really, really important. So yeah, this graveyard is going to be very important to build. The mystical site doesn't do anything. It's there, nobody works there, but simply the fact that it lives on the colony, that you've built it, makes all of your colonists much happier. So it really is very important to build. Now they look pretty terrible at level 1. Let's change that. Let's get these bad boys up to level 4. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, let's get back in game. So these are looking pretty cool. We've got the graveyard, we've got the mystical side. That's going to keep our colonists happy and it's going to keep our guards coming back to life. But you do really need to do some research to get the most out of your graveyard. And here it is, yeah, remembrance. So once you've unlocked the graveyard, that's all well and good. But you need to do these researches to get the most. With the ghast tier, we up the chance by 1%. With some rotten flesh, the graves take 2 more minutes to decay. That's going to give our grave digger, or our Undertaker, more time to gather the graves up and get their stuff back. And also emergency. The Undertaker can run. That's also really good. And in fact, we're going to do that research if we can rustle up some iron boots. What I'm also going to do actually is go and make a mailbox so we can request items for research and put that next to the university. That's always going to be a really good move. Yeah, here we go, a post box. So we'll put this by our tulips over here. And now we can just request any items that the university requires over at the post box. Just say, hey, I need some iron boots for this research. In fact, let's go and future-proof ourselves for this as well. So other research we're going to need to do is probably combat related. We're going to want knight training again. So we're going to need 8 shields. And we're going to want 8 bows or 9 bows to get the extra level of multi-shot. So shield, 8 of those, and bows, 9 of those. That way we can come over here and this should have in its inventory the things we need to do the next step of research once we get there, once it's not full up. Oh no, what's this? Oh no, the blacksmith has been killed and a drake has been shot by a pillager? That shouldn't happen. These guys shouldn't be in the colony. What the dickens?
Brilliant.
Well, the guards have come to save the day, but oh my god. That is super annoying. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go and quickly hire a Undertaker and see if they go and gather that grave. Because that could be really, really, really good to test out this system. So over here, manage workers, show employed, yes. We're going to bring over, for now, we're going to bring over a courier, girl Long Dong. Why not? Get you on over here, and let's see if they go and collect that grave. Go on, girl Long Dong. Collect the grave. You going to collect the grave?
I can't work like that.
Gather targets, yeah, 106 meters away. So girl Long Dong should get on this. So she's off on a mission. We've given her a shovel, which is what she needs. Not long now. Don't decay, grave. Not long to get there. I don't know how long it takes for the Minecolonies graves to disappear. I think you get a reasonable amount of time to go and grab. a grave, but here she goes, Girl Long Dong, on a mission to go and dig that grave. Go and rescue Ender Drake. There's a very low chance Ender Drake will get resurrected, but there's a chance, and that's enough, right? There's a hope, and rebellions are built on hope, so they say. Yeah, here we go, dig, dig, chop, chop. So she's digging up the grave. Taking her some time. She should be using a shovel. Not quite sure why she isn't, but there we go. Oh, there we go. Got the shovel out at last. And there goes the grave. It's gone. And I think what Girl Long Dong will do now is put the grave in the graveyard. Maybe. We can help speed her up by recalling the worker. There you go. And what's she going to do? Oh, she's going inside her hut. Oh, wait, look at this. Oh, right. So this is why the building took so long. So the graves get put down here. Can't see what's going on. Let's get the torch out. And there we go, the first grave. A sad day indeed, to be sure. But Ender Drake, the blacksmith, rest in peace. Oh man, but that's good. That's going to be like a documentation of all of the colonists that die going forwards. Now there's going to be a lot of colonist deaths because these raiders are incredibly tough. But it's good to know the Undertaker does work, and the graveyard building works as well. It's a very small chance of resurrection, so it's nothing to really kind of bank on. But anyway, that's how it works. Let's go and check on the farm. Oh, my dudes, so this is a sad day indeed. We've got garlic here, and the ritual is running, but I'm not sure if this is actually growing quicker. This ritual, which is running, should be really speeding up this garlic, making it grow very quickly, but at the moment, I'm not seeing it happening. Well, there's only one way to test this out. So this is supposed to bone meal nearby crops. So I'm going to go and grab some bone meal, because it might be the case that you can't bone meal Minecolonies crops. So here we go, 14 bone meal. Does this work? Right click. Oh, why didn't I think of this? Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh, Minecolonies. Why can't you be normal? Why can't you have some kind of synergy with other mods? So you cannot bone meal Minecolonies crops. Oh man, and I know that some of you guys at home are probably watching me do this, thinking, he's trying to bone meal those crops. You can't bone meal those crops, what's he doing? He's a madman. Turns out, I am indeed a madman. This entire setup is 100% pointless. Oh my god! Well, what have we learned? We've learned it's very difficult to get Minecolonies to work with other mods, and often it just won't. Okay, well, we can still use this. We're gonna probably abandon these farms, turn them into something else. Oh, and the cheese as well. The cheese. You know what, maybe we just force our guards and everybody to eat steak dinners. Make them suffer. They'll complain, but they'll eat it. Oh, what an ordeal. Well, okay, it might be back to the drawing board. I'm gonna have to do some more research into what works for food, because honestly, food is the biggest boss. It's the end game boss of Minecolonies. Getting food working is a real nightmare. But a massive thank you for watching this episode, my dudes. We didn't have a raid because I have kind of paused time. We need some space to recover from that devastating raid before. We need a chance for our kids to grow up and fill up loads of jobs, because we have loads of jobs that still need dudes. We did get a graveyard in this episode, and we've got a mystical site as well. That's really cool. But a massive thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next episode. But until then, take care.